as I had you write down on your paper. Corresponding lengths in similar polygons are proportional, so we're going to be looking at the proportional relationship between numbers. Perimeters of similar polygons are also proportional. And then something that we're reviewing that we've seen before is scale factor. And when you find scale factor, it's always the new shape over the original to get the scale factor. And then for 1 and 2, the problem asks for a lot of things. Find the scale factor, list pairs of congruent angles, write ratios of corresponding side lengths. There's a lot. So I'm really going to slow it down and just take it one step at a time. You may have seen this actually in 7th or 8th grade. We'll see. Okay, so 1, it has this statement right here. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle LMN. That squiggly line right there means similar. What does it mean to be similar? Well, if you look at these two shapes, they aren't congruent, they aren't the same size, but they're proportional. They're similar to each other. In similar shapes, the angles are all the same measure. The side lengths are just different measures. So the angles, and in this congruent statement, the order is important. So angle A is equal to angle L. It's the same measure. So A and L, same measure. And angle B, the middle letter, is equal to angle M. And then angle C is equal to angle N. So in similar shapes, the angles are the same. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the corresponding parts. The corresponding parts are important. You could use this statement right here to figure out corresponding parts, like segment AB would correspond to LM. You can kind of see it too. This corresponds with this side. This here corresponds with this side, and this is where I'm color coding. And then the bottom segment corresponds with this. So this side corresponds with this one corresponds with this corresponds with this. When we find scale factor, it's always new over the original, and this arrow shows that you're going from this shape to this one. So this is the new one, and this is the original. And then we're going to take corresponding parts to make the ratios. So I'm going to do 9 over 6.75 equals 6 over 4.5 and 8 over 6. Okay. For some of the problems that you might see with this, it'll just ask you to verify if they're similar. If these shapes are similar, then all these ratios will be the same. So you'll be able to do 9 divided by 6.75, 6 divided by 4.5, and 8 divided by 6, and you should get the same answer every time. That means that they are similar because everything's proportional. This is also the scale factor. So, okay, the scale factor is, if we reduce this fraction 4/3, or like we got in the calculator, 1.3 repeating. That's the scale factor. So you could take any one of the segments in the first figure, multiply it by 1.3, and you'd get the length of the segment in the second figure. If the scale factor is greater than 1, the shape is getting bigger. If it's less than 1, the shape is getting smaller. So for number 2, we're going to do this again. We're not going to go in depth as much, but same concept again. So first things first, we're going to identify corresponding parts. As you can see, one of the shapes is flipped, so be careful a little bit, but it's still pretty clear what corresponds with what. This corresponds with this. Then new and original. Okay, Now that we have everything color-coded, I'm just going to take new over original for each corresponding part. So 2/6 equals 1/3. And then I'm going to check to make sure these are all equal. And they are, so it is similar, everything corresponds and is proportional. Then the scale factor, the reduced fraction here would be 1/3. As a decimal, it would be 0.3 repeating. You'll see it in both formats, just be familiar enough with both. And 1/3 makes sense because our shape's getting smaller and this is less than 1. So you could take each side length, multiply it by 1/3 and get the length on the other shape. Okay, next. Okay, number 3, right here. The polygons are similar, find the value of x. Well, identify corresponding parts. Looks like this goes with this. This corresponds with this. And this one corresponds with this. For these, it's not asking for scale factor, it just says that they're similar. I don't want to say it doesn't matter which order, but you could put the like x over 20. So make sure that it's like the corresponding sides over the corresponding sides. And if you're doing big over little, then make sure you're doing big over little for this one. Big over little. Hello? Can I wait till after the lesson? Or, oh, okay. Does he need to bring us? Okay. Bye. Elijah to Pietronen. Do you know where that is? I don't know. Okay, there's a recording of this up, and don't forget to do the homework as well. Yeah. Okay. Okay, what was I saying? So I put orange over orange, orange with orange, and purple with purple, and then I'm going to cross multiply. X times 14, 14x, 20 times 21 is 420. 420 divided by 14 is 30. And then, of course, make sure it makes sense. It should be bigger than 20 and also bigger than these two sides because it's the longest side of the triangle. Okay. We're going to skip around a little bit now. We're going to go to number 6. It's not a triangle, it's still a polygon. So identify corresponding parts. Looks like this goes with this. This goes with this. Okay, so let's see, I'll do 4, the light purple here, 4/6 equals 8/x. And then use cross multiplication. 4 times x, 4x equals 48, and x equals 12. So there are various ways you could have set that up. You didn't have to use this segment, you could have used any other pair of segments. Okay. And down here, number 8 is what we're going to do next. So it says identify the type of segment shown by the dashed line. Let's see, so this dashed line right here and this dashed line, they are corresponding parts. It hits at the midpoint of both those segments, so it is a median. And then this side corresponds with this over here. Okay, and then we can set it up. So orange goes with orange, and teal goes with teal. And then once you have it set up, just cross multiply. 16 times y is 16y. Then 18 times y minus 1. Or equals 9. Okay, that's is all. We don't have a laptop cart, so you'll have to use your phone for the homework. Please ask questions with the homework. It can get a little bit tricky. So if you have problems setting it up or anything, just let me know, and I'll help you get through it. If you finish the homework, make sure Alex is done. Alex is due tonight. And yeah, let's see.